We good?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So last time, not too much accomplished. Well, actually, a lot accomplished in terms of you finally went through the execution. It was it took a little bit of time. You negotiated. You got rid of the rid of the cauldron, and for a decent price, you were well. As you think you it was pretty awesome. You swindled the shit out of out of the the speaker of the town of East Haven. But you after a successful diplomacy, a couple of some rolls of persuasion from Jimothy, and it being for the children, you're successful. After that, you decided to head out, and you went to find this treasure that you heard about, or that you found a map in the East Haven cave system. And so you sought it out at Lackadinshire, the body of water that is adjacent to East Haven. You traveled for a few hours. A couple of you fell in, willingly and not willingly. You send down a silo to kind of investigate. He was able to find the fragments of, it seems like a ship, and underneath one of the boards, one of the kind of like a large board, seemed to be like a chunk of the ship. He found the treasure. It was kind of like almost like anchoring down this large board. With a couple of rolls, he wasn't able to detect that there was some shark creature looking for a relatively quick snack. And after a bit of combat, you were able to take care of it. I thought the underwater mechanics was going to get a little dangerous out here, but it worked out just fine. You sent out the best person with the appropriate swim speed and everything, and you were able to recover the treasure. In the combat, Zorn was able to get some help from the local knucklehead trout, and didn't do much besides just ram itself into the side of the body.
Any help is better than nothing.
Sure.
It tried, and that's what matters.
It tried. No, I thought it was great. I thought it was brilliant. So we ended up the session with you pretty much hauling the chest back onto the small boat, and you have not opened it yet. That's pretty much where we ended up last time. Are there any questions, comments, concerns about what happened last week? Anything you wanted to add?
I just sorry for laughing when you were talking about the execution, because apparently my microphone wasn't working in OBS. It was like no audio most of the session. I didn't notice it till we were almost done. I was like, shit.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Everybody
God.
else was fine, just not me.
Okay. Oh. Well, that's too bad. I'm sure we'll get a lot of hate mail. Please write in.
Please go and add subtitles to all of your speech from last session.
I don't remember what I said, so you know.
Yeah, you could just make it up.
Uh-huh.
Are we gonna keep the knucklehead trout as a pet?
No, it immediately just goes away, and you don't even have the option. It just happens. It's just gone. Matt's like, I approve of this message.
We have a new goal for the campaign.
Nope, we don't. Nope, we fucking don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Zorn did not plan on keeping any knucklehead trout. She just wanted to use one to see if, I was hoping there would be like 50 of them and they could all beat up on this creature for us.
Maybe you could eat it.
Yeah.
It's already gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Sorry, let me just pop it off here. It's gone. Okay.
Okay, we'll take the shark back and eat the shark.
What is it with this group of people and just like grabbing the carcass of everything and trying to make money off of it? It gets me every
Well,
time.
look, I'm sure in this day and age, shark would be a delicacy. So, I mean, we could swindle the town for more money because that's the kind of group we are.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying no. That's the part of the game, right? Like I'm supposed to yes and a lot of things. So, okay. On a couple of like a slight housekeeping thing. Greg, I just added the Earthen Grasp token, so you should have ownership of
Ooh.
that. Full ownership. So hopefully you're able to edit that and do whatever you want with it. If you want me to make any modifications to it, let me know.
No, I see that. I'm gonna be thinking on the name.
Okay, that's great. So yeah, when you cast it, change up the name. That's totally fine with me. I just put Mimic as a placeholder. Okay, awesome. Okay, so you all, actually, I want to recon a little bit. You just pretty much finished combat. You still have to pull this chest up. So how do you guys want to do this? Silo, you just surfaced, and your compatriots just defeated this thing. What are you guys doing now?
I believe Zoran still has the rope in her hand.
Yes, Zoran has it, and Bophides has it. Yeah, he was blasting.
So I will begin pulling the rope.
Okay.
To
all right.
I'll help. Yeah, I'll help too. But hopefully, if we see a silo, does someone want to? I'm gonna ask the group. Can someone help a silo into the boat?
Silo can swim. I ain't concerned about that.
Okay, great.
Actually, I'm more concerned that I try and help him, and he would pull me in.
I will. I mean, if Silo's having any trouble, is he having any trouble getting out of the water? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I might. I was gonna say I'd get out of the water onto the boat, and then help pull the chest up.
Okay, so as you're swimming up, Asilo, I do want, because you're in this and you've been in there a while, I want another Constitution saving throw. For withstanding the chilling effects. I mean, you've been down there for quite a bit, right? Even though you can't breathe, it's still.
I mean, all shrinkage has already occurred. I mean, I should be used to it by this point.
Well, you're right. That's what the roll indicates. With a 14 on the con save, you are just fine. And I'll say, based on your strength, you're able to successfully pull yourself onto the boat. Bree shrunk. So, okay, then I will say with all of you, I will allow you to roll an athletics check. So everyone roll athletics, and we'll see how the average works out here. See if you're able to kind of get this up or not.
Yeah, boy, I like what I'm seeing already.
Yeah, you guys are rolling walks.
-1 for exhaustion.
-1, yeah, you still have that exhaustion from earlier.
That tracks. For sure.
But this time you're able to, with no problem. You're just like, okay, now that we've got a silo coming in with us, and the roles make sense. Zoran somehow equally as strong. Pull up this chest, and it's a significantly large chest onto the boat here, and you pretty much have no space for a shark onto the boat at all. So that's too bad.
But we have rope, and we could tow it behind us if we really needed to.
Zoran's still running on that high and talking to a fish. Like, it did what I wanted.
Okay, but you have this chest, and it's coated with a bunch of like grime and like mud and a bunch of like kelp and like and you don't know how. It can't really tell immediately for how old it is. It's just kind of like it's got like a layer of mud that's kind of like got like the mud on top of it, and you probably see like another layer of it. You can barely see the wood. But yeah, you have this chest. What would you like to do next?
Can we make out if there is a lock on it, or is it too coated in layers of stuff?
Yeah, if you start like kind of like removing some of the layers, you eventually come across, yeah, you do notice that there is like a lock, but it's like embedded, like it's a part of the chest. Like it's almost like a latch type system.
I think we should just try and get back on land with the chest and figure this out on land instead of out here. Because not all of us have an advantage in water, so
Okay.
Yeah, that seems wise.
Seems wise. Okay. Does
is that okay
anyone
with everyone
disagree?
else?
I agree. I think we should head back to town.
All right,
Yeah.
Jimothy,
Yeah.
go ahead and start rowing.
Absolutely.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I'll row.
All right. So I will take survival checks from everyone. This is mainly to how to row properly, and then just kind of navigate us all back. Can you all work together? It's
Bob
coming through
Hades.
there. It's got a little echo there. I love it. So Buff Hades is struggling. So you guys, for a bit, you're starting to like turn in circles for a little bit. Like Buff Hades is like struggling to get in rhythm. So it takes you, and maybe you're a bit tired based on the combat and everything. So it takes you again a couple hours back to the East Haven shore. Now, sorry, actually, this is well, let me make a slight correction here. Give me 1 second, please. So you're on this Lancashire, this body of water here. I'm assuming you're going back to East Haven. You could go to a couple of their other towns. Like you don't have to come back here. So you're aware. Do you recall which
we have
other
any-
town is on the body of water?
I was gonna say we don't have any other business in East Haven, right? We already sold everything, bought everything. At most, someone might be expecting us to return this boat,
I feel like we
That's
should
correct.
return the boat.
but I don't think Jimothy gave his real name.
No, but I did give a deposit. I think I gave a 10 gold deposit for the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, I suppose we should probably take it back then.
Okay. All right. I just want to give you that option. There are other towns along this body of water, and
I mean, we
you've
don't
been-
see any advertisements for the other towns, right? Like, oh, help needed, willing to pay 100 gold next turn.
No, not in the middle of the water. No, it's not like
Perfect.
one just a post jutting out that just says "help wanted," and you're wondering how the hell did that get there, or even worse, it's like a floating plank.
Like, our town's better than that town. You should come over here.
Yeah. You okay? So yeah, the other towns that are on this body of water are Caerdinival and Caerconnig, and you actually been to both of them.
Yeah.
So Caerdinival was the one with the large castle, and then Caerconnig was the one where you had like it seemed like the Durgar kind of invaded, and you had to go to that mine,
Mhm.
if you recall correctly.
Is there a
maybe I should
little-
tell you that.
Is there a little river that connects this lake with the Redwaters? That's what it looks like to me on the map.
Let me see here. Sorry. You said a little with the. Sorry, say that one more time.
The body of water southwest of East Haven. Like it looks like there's a little tiny river that connects the lake Denishir?
Oh,
that.
yeah. So that little sliver is, I mean, a little metagaming, but it would be frozen over.
I mean, I would assume, but I mean, we're
There is that
adventurers.
connection does exist, correct?
We're adventurers. We're not going to let a little ice stop us.
Right. But yes, you are correct. So that little sliver there does hold.
We could turn this boat into a sled.
Exactly.
And maybe
I mean, you traveled you traveled on ice before, so across a body of water, so it's not completely impossible. Okay, so after a few hours, a couple of fishermen, wave to you, stuff like that. You make it back to the ports. So it's kind of like, let's go back to that scene. It's a nice scene.
Am I able to fit the chest inside our bag of holding, or is it too big?
It is too big. Yes.
Damn. Okay.
So it will occupy space there, and that's probably one of the other things that probably slows you down to get back. It's a little awkward and cumbersome. Like you kind of like have to like position it on one of like the seats and like kind of angle it. Like you're really scrunched up. You're not. A couple of you aren't really sitting on it, on the boat itself. Like whatever seats are available, you're kind of like maybe one cheek's on it, and then you're just kind of like angled it as you're rowing across.
So I guess as we're rowing back, I would like to discuss with our group maybe a silo and someone else. So either me, I guess maybe B. Maybe we can take the treasure chest off of the boat quickly, and maybe Jimothy can distract whoever's at the port so that they don't see that we have this chest with us or something. I don't want to bring attention to us with this chest.
Maybe we could have Osmanthus fall into the lake.
Sure. I don't care what you do to distract them.
They need to be rescued.
We could also just not go all the way back to the port and go off to the side and.
What, Oliver? You are
true. Drop it off on the shore.
Okay.
That's outside the port.
We can't hear you.
Sorry, bud. Yeah, it's cutting out.
I froze up, didn't I?
I think what Bofades is trying to say, and he seems to be hiccuping, if you will. Drop it off the side of the port, like outside the city.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
We've
Great idea, Bofades.
We've been on the lake too long. He's shivering and chattering, and it's like only every other word comes out.
Yeah. Okay. So you all make it back. Yeah. You're saying you're gonna take this kind of like you're not right on the docks. You kind of like go off a little bit, maybe not as southeast towards the city. You kind of went maybe a bit more south. And you find a spot. And recall, there's a ferry out here, right? There's like a ferry building and everything. You find a spot like that's been closed. You find a spot there that maybe 100, 200 feet away from it that you could port. And so, yeah, you are out and you are successfully on land now.
Did you say they closed the building of Fey creatures?
Maybe. God damn it. I just realized what you just said. No. This is the worst. Okay. So, what are you guys doing? You got this treasure chest? Or just a chest? It could not be treasure. It could be garbage. But
Nah, I feel like the gods have been saying treasure chest this whole time, so I feel like it has to be that.
I mean, I did say it, so I could be one of the gods. Okay. So, yeah, what are you doing?
I think joke's on us. One man's trash is another man's treasure, but we're not the other men.
The giant box of owlbear poo.
Oh, well, then this is golden. Um, do we want someone to stay by this treasure chest as we're and the others
Yeah,
continue on the boat?
I can stay with it.
I think we should try and go ahead and open it to see if it's worth
Yeah.
hauling back into town
Yes.
while we still have a little privacy over here.
Yes.
Maybe
Try to open it.
we just all stand around it so that if there's anyone nearby, they don't have a line of sight to look inside, I guess.
How concerned are we? I could make it appear as if we're just kind of sitting up on shore doing nothing.
How long will that take?
About 6 seconds.
Sure, then do that.
Nice.
I think we should check and see if opening this chest would cause harm to any of us during that process. Anybody wants to try and do that?
I can check it.
Okay. Well, then I will have you roll an investigation check, please. Ladies, as you're looking, seeing if this check is if chest has anything armed or trapped. All right, what do you got? A 10 here. Okay. Yeah, with a 10, you're kind of looking over and you're just like, yeah, this seems pretty good. You know, you remove a couple pieces of the mud. You don't see anything. You know, obviously you notice you can't just immediately open. It's a little locked, but yeah, you give it the thumbs up that it's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what are you doing now?
I'm gonna use my crowbar
Try and open it.
to open it.
You're gonna use your crowbar to open it?
Yep.
Okay.
Bofady says it's good. I'm gonna do it.
Do you want me to see if it's magical?
If you would like to, but I feel like I already committed.
Yeah.
That's
So
fair, and I
give
can't
me-
do that right now anyway.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. It's fun. Good advantage here. Okay. So you go
It's
and
all
you're like,
slippery. Yeah, it's all slippery.
and you're just like, and you're like not even wedging it properly. You're just like,
I'm
you're
getting it
just
stuck on mud. And
yeah, you're just like,
kelp.
that's not even where the you know the kind of like the gap between the top and bottom part of the chest is. As you guys all just kind of observe, she's just kind of like scraping pieces of mud off.
But
I
did it
guess I could
work?
keep trying unless
I will
someone
go-
else wants to do
I'll
something.
go over there and I'll like hang on the crowbar while she's pulling on it. I feel like I can just like
Nice.
wrap my body around the crowbar like a little squirrel wraps around a person's leg or something.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, Jimothy. I'll say yeah. Give me athletics with advantage here. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's fun.
What we need is a great strength of feet. Come on, advantage.
Okay.
We're exactly the
I
same.
empower your 12 with my 12.
Yes.
So Jimothy hangs, and you're like, and you kind of like jump, right? Like you jump up to kind of like, you know, have some momentum and bring down with it, and then it just does like the crowbar doesn't even like budge. It's just like dong, you're like vibrating a little bit.
Oh, Zoran's like, oh yeah, this is definitely helping. Thanks, Jimothy.
Can I just try and pick it?
Yeah, you're more welcome to try and pick it.
What a
Okay.
I
dumb
love that you're.
idea.
I love that you're doing that as we're trying to use a crowbar.
No, I'm saying after I watch you guys fail, I'm just gonna say, let me try this real quick.
Oh, okay.
It's like
I love
we're
it.
trying to bash the door in and no one checked to see if the door's unlocked.
Yeah, like I just want to
Or
like,
that,
like Jimmy
or
the
you and I
Lock a
keep,
little bit.
or you and I keep pushing when it's a pull door.
Yeah.
I like it that you waited twice. Like you waited for Zoran to try, and then you waited for Jimothy to come in, and then be like, you know what? Maybe I should say something.
It's
Yeah.
no, he knows if Jimothy can't get it, this thing is something's wrong.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just, no, yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Okay. Well, then give me. Yeah. You have a lockpicking tools to do this.
Shit.
Jimothy can loan his proficient lockpicking tools over to Aphades.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast guidance on him then, maybe.
Okay. All right.
If that helps
well,
you.
Let me see. Okay, so give me dexterity check with that if you have the tools there.
Can Jimothy help him with this since they're actually Jimothy's tools and I can be like guiding him?
Yeah, you can yeah, I'll say that you can roll with advantage
20.
there.
Oh, with advantage?
Yeah, with the help of Jimothy. Jimothy's kind of like he's like, all right, I should probably help him out. Checks out.
You're not very helpful. I fucking got this. Back off.
Okay. So you and I actually just a little behind the scenes here. You needed that guidance because with a 20, you're like taking a little bit of time. Click, and you're able to open it up. So then you open it up, and it's gonna take. It's kind of like hard to open. You're like you heard a click sound, like like oh it opened, and then you kind of have to like clean up some of the rest of the mud to kind of like able to open it. Okay. And then you start. So once you're kind of like remove that, you start lifting it, and then you hear a second click. And I'm gonna need everyone here to give me a Constitution saving
or a bad
dexterity
click?
saving throw, please.
A dexterity saving throw?
A dexterity saving throw, please. Yes.
Ooh, I got this.
Did you ask a good click or a bad click? What's
Yes,
a
I
good
did.
click?
What the hell's going on?
Well, the fact that it's a second click probably indicates to you it's not gonna be great.
Oh no.
Oz is busy concentrating on his fire spell.
I feel betrayed because somebody said it was safe.
Yeah, but you checked the first click, Asilo. You didn't check the second one.
Okay, so
Somebody was
oh, gosh.
100% sure it was safe.
Okay, so what happens here is you hear a click, and then you see this like mechanism like kind of like raise up from like the little edges, and a bunch of like darts fly out, and then it impacts. Oh damn! I got all of you. All right. So all of you are struck with at least one dart, if not multiple.
Balls.
And then all of you will take. Let me roll the damage here.
1
I
point
cast
of
counter
damage.
trap.
Counter trap. Okay, let's see here. Oof, that is okay. Not
God, that would be
pretty.
terrible if we all died.
If anyone asks, the Knucklehead Trout are vicious.
You will all take 27 points
Are
of
you? What?
of poison damage as you're struck with these poison darts and
What?
poison piercing. So if you're resistant to that, or if you're immune, you may deduct said things.
What?
I rolled rocks on that roll there. So you're just like as like you're pelted with all these. You're like, ow! They're like little needles, and then you feel like the poison like soaking in.
You said 27 damage?
27, and then I need all of you struck there to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Do I roll this if I'm unconscious from the dark.
Oh no! Oh,
Yeah, like do I? Because I go down swinging.
oh.
Sugar, we're going down swinging.
No, you do not have to roll it then. If you are,
Oh, good.
Oh my
I
goodness, if we
appreciate
all
the,
die from this chest before like the end of the year, that'd be a way to go.
that is
I'm
That
good.
would be
I'm
really-
resistant to poison, so I only took
Yeah.
half damage.
yeah. So we got a 6, 12, and a 9. Okay.
What about the condition, if that's what this is?
Yeah. So give me 1 second here. So
I don't know if you get
Sorry,
like
so-
advantage on the saving throw, Silo.
So
Yeah.
resistance is not the same thing as like the.
That's considered a magical trap, right? Not a.
It's not, but I think dwarves get resistance and advantage, so I don't know if that's the case with Warforged.
No, I'm just resistant to poison.
Okay.
Right. So this is a mechanical trap, not a magical.
yeah,
trap.
this is mechanical. Yeah.
Balls.
Okay. So give me 1 second.
I'm sorry, before we move on.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I do
Bophates,
have
you're down
advantage
then?
against saving throws. So
Oh yeah. Bophates took nappy nap.
Okay.
hold on. I need to go back and
Oz,
re-roll
you are
that.
too, correct?
Oh no,
Yeah,
that
okay.
was even worse.
As Bophates was falling down, he looked at his silo and was like, "Lay your hands on me."
Okay. So okay. So you don't feel the immediate effects right now. But just I will note here that a couple of you are not looking so hot. I guess you don't feel that great. It's not going to be immediate here. So
So I have advantage on saving throws too. Actually,
okay, roll for your advantage there.
I rolled a 21.
For your deck save.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me 21. Okay, yeah, with 21 you succeed. So Jimothy, you are fine.
Okay. Cool.
Save us, Timothy, or
Oh,
take
no.
the money and run.
Now fuck this place. I'm out.
Right.
Okay.
Southerners had a good run.
So, all right. So everyone took it except Jimothy. Oh man, I just saw your second roll there. Asilo, that's rough.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And then, all right. So a couple of people you just drop. What are you guys doing as this thing clicks open?
I mean, so nothing else happened. Can I see inside the chest, or is it still locked?
I mean, it is partially open right now, right? Like it took a little bit of, like it just to kind of like give you a little. It was like encased with all this dirt, mud, and grime or whatever. And so you were kind of like, as you were lifting it, you were moving off layers. So you kind of like got it up, like maybe like a quarter of the way, like maybe a quarter or a 20th or a fifth of the way open. And yeah, it was like that's when that little mechanism activated, and then it receded. It didn't recede. It just activated and it popped out, and that was it. You can continue opening it if you'd like.
Asilo, Jimothy, do we want to keep trying to open it and just we can deal with the Oz and Bop after this?
I'll just walk over and touch Oz and Bophates and give them each 5 points.
Okay, fine.
Lay on hands.
Jimothy, do you think we should just open this?
Yeah. Okay. Well, if Asilo is tending to their dead bodies, I guess I will.
Not dead,
Yeah,
they're
I'm
just
gonna-
unconscious.
Same thing. I'm gonna pull out my sack, pouch, no backpack, whatever this thing is.
Sure.
Okay.
Not
You're
that
gonna
kind
pull out your sack and drag it across her chest.
No.
Okay, let's keep it clean.
Damn it, you
That is more or less what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it over the like the opening side of the chest, and then as we continue opening it, I'm gonna have like the sack over top of the opening.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna
So-
stand like in front of the chest, so I'm gonna like stand behind it and like lift the lid with it opening away from everyone,
You hear a third click.
and the whole
like
thing
it.
just explodes.
So, oh, sorry, that was
Okay.
I was like, damn, that would be amazing. No, so certainly, so sure enough, you kind of take the time to lift. You know, more of the grime starts peeling away, and sure enough, Jimothy, you guessed correctly. You hear a third click. You hear another wave, not as many. Darts fly out onto the sides of this thing, and then you're able to successfully open it up.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty deadly trap here.
I feel like
Back to this.
Looks safe to me, guys.
Oh,
I guess I will slowly peek over the edge and see if this thing appears to be done trying to murder us.
A
Uh,
fourth
you take-
click.
Give me an investigation check just to take a quick peek to see if there's anything. Okay.
Oh, now it tries to eat you.
So with a 14, yeah, you seem to have pretty good confidence that you have you don't see anything, nothing just starts shooting out at you. And the first thing you notice is you notice like a bunch of money in the chest. You notice a couple articles of clothing. You notice like they're kind of like all like thrown together. You notice like a couple of like a little like couple documents, like crumpled up pieces of paper, and like and you notice a couple of weapons. But yeah, you notice that there's a bunch of different stuff like kind of thrown together in there.
All right, then I'll look around and see if anyone in the area has seemed to notice us getting murdered by this, what appears to be a campfire, I believe.
Give me a perception check, please.
It's not a campfire when Oz goes unconscious. It's a chest.
Oh,
Was your concentration interrupted?
I believe unconsciousness will do that.
Okay. So, with a 13, yeah, you don't see anybody of the fishermen. They're not paying attention. There's no one really nearby. You kind of see someone at a distance, but they're not like looking towards you or anything like that.
Spicy.
well, should we try and transfer this stuff into our bag of holding? Figure it out later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will let someone else reach into the chest then. I'm gonna hold the bag open.
I'll
do it.
start tossing stuff out of the chest into the bag.
I'll use
Okay,
my
sir.
mage hand to help out.
Okay.
all right.
Probably
Oh, yeah,
could've
you
started
started
I was
with
just
that.
mage
Yeah, I don't
hand
know.
picking up one coin at a time, dropping it in the
It
bag.
can pick up to 5 pounds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just gonna scoop.
I was gonna say,
10 pounds.
Just dumping
I'll-
fistfuls of mud into the bag of holding.
I'll use my mage hand as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So, combined, you find in terms of like gold, based on your rough count, you find 275 gold pieces. You find 383 silver pieces,
Nice.
and then you find quite a bit actually in terms of copper as well. It's kind of like all thrown together. Actually, not copper. Sorry. You find quite a bit of platinum. You find 62 platinum pieces among that.
What?
Loaded. Good money.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then we're able to put the clothing in, documents, the weapons. We'll look at it later. I
Yeah.
would like.
Okay.
So do we
So,
really want to turn the chest into a campfire at this point?
No,
Might as
I'm
well.
fine with someone discovering this chest, this empty chest that will kill them. I don't care.
You want to reload it and close it?
Oz is going to do something stupid and try and look at the chest to see if there's any like resetting mechanism in it. He suspects there isn't because the darts are physical, but
Yeah, they're all physical darts. Yeah.
does it seem like there's anything magical about this chest?
So with that, do you yeah, it seems like you kind of grab some kind of like fine clothes. There's like fine dresses. There's stuff that's like kind of like embroidered quite nicely. But you do find a nice set of leather armor, studded leather armor. That seems to be yeah, it's got something special about it. It's kind of like really well crafted. It's got this like these kind of like almost like a gold like trim to it and everything. It's got a really nice ordained pattern to it.
Is the chest itself, does that seem magical at all? Or is that just kind of a trapped?
It just seems
one
like
thing
a
it does?
mechanical looking, like we got kind of looking at it. It doesn't seem anything magical to it.
I guess as Oz is looking at this chest, maybe I'll wipe some mud away, but do I notice any any name on it or something? Something that like stands out to me outside of chest?
So remember there are like a couple like crumpled like pieces of paper and stuff like that in
Okay,
there.
then I'll look at that later. Yeah. I can look at it
But
later.
nothing carved
Yeah.
into it. Yeah, from what you can tell.
Okay, cool. Well, if we're good, I'm good to go back in the boat, return it, and see what these documents and
Anyone taking that
documents
stuff
say.
armor?
I think it's in
figured
the
we
bag
put
of
the armor
holding.
in the bag.
Then they are in the bag of holding. Yeah. No.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So,
Did we get a second bag of holding and did we sell that or do we still have that?
Why do
We still have the second bag of holding.
Okay.
Okay. So you all okay, so you're gonna go back, so you walk back to the docks. It didn't take very long. The kind of like a dock master kind of meets you and he's just like, oh, how'd it go?
We lost the boat.
Swimmingly.
Sorry?
No, we did not lose the boat.
All right, well,
It's parked over there, docked, whatever.
well, why didn't you bring it here?
Because we're on land.
Well, all right. I have to go get it though. That's gonna be some work for me, Why couldn't you just bring it here, dock here?
Money, please.
Isn't it just at the dock? Did
Yeah,
you
we're-
want us to drag it up on the shore?
Well, no, you were a bit away. Remember, you decided to go somewhere else. You had
I
something-
assume it's like 400 feet away.
I thought we
Yeah.
rode it back over.
No, yeah, we're taking the boat back now that we have the stuff. We're rowing it back to the dock.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry. Okay. So he's just like, all right, yeah, sure.
He
Okay.
was just like, why'd you guys leave it tied up to the dock? Return it like a kayak.
So he's like, all right, yeah, let me go get your money for you. So he comes back and he hands it to, I think Jimothy's the one that gave the deposit, no?
Mm-hmm.
Hands it to Jimothy. He's like, here you go, sir. Thank you for bringing it back. Did you any good haul? I don't see you caught anything. You bought a bunch of nets, I recall.
Caught a what are they called? A knuckle duster trout? Dome crusher.
I think you're referring to the knucklehead trout, right?
Yeah, it took a couple knuckleheads to the head, but
Oh yeah, they'll get you.
only thing we caught there was a good buzz. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Nothing like a good celebratory drink on the water. Fair enough.
Yeah, don't drink and row.
He's just like, I plan on doing that later myself. All right. Well, yeah, thank you again. And please, if you ever feel like renting again or buying more nets or anything of the sort, please come on by.
Okay, bye. Thanks.
I love how quickly you're just like, all right, I'm done with this NPC.
Could we
Okay.
just act casual for once? Like, this guy has no idea we found a chest and looted it. Like, he ain't gonna
No
come
clue.
after us. Oz is hobbling, like, leaning on his staff, trying to, like, make his way on land.
Yeah, he's probably thinking that Oz guy is real drunk. He had a lot of beers.
Okay. So, let me see here. Okay, so what do you guys want to do next?
I'd like to just chill for the rest of the day. I've had a near-death experience.
It's got to be
Okay.
getting pretty late, right? We were out there for a while. It was a few hours.
Yeah, you were out
No.
there. It took you about 6 hours for the most part, like trip, combat, finding, maybe a little bit longer. So
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
it's
just go to the
pretty much
tavern, get something to eat, take a look at this document.
okay.
Yeah, let's look at the paper. Let's look at all the items that were in the chest that we put to the bag of holding. Oz can look at if any of those are magical and figure out maybe what they do.
Do we want to pull those weapons out in a tavern, or do we want to do that in a room?
We could get a room.
Okay.
Maybe
Let's do
there's a
that.
tavern in combo, and we could get a room and go to the room and then come back down to the tavern.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Divvy up our money. I already took my 189. Thanks, Jimothy, on the math.
I did as
Okay.
well.
That's a good point.
All right, so let's get a room at the Nearson Inn/tavern.
Okay. So, give me 1 second here. So yeah, so you have two. You have the I believe it's called. Give me 1 second here. Make sure I got these right. You have the White Lady Inn or the Wet Trout. The White Lady Inn is the closer one. Closest.
Let's
one.
do the White Lady Inn.
The White Lady Inn's the nicer one, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, let's go there.
It's the one you pretty much went in and like you murdered the guy, but like
The guy that.
You guys are-
Oh,
But now we're
No, that was self-defense.
Yes, officer, it was self-defense as I shot them as they were running away.
in the back.
they came into our room and tried to steal our stuff. I don't know why everyone's making it seem like we're the bad guys.
At
The
that
South
point,
never forgets.
At that
I
point,
mean-
it was a recovery mission.
And they didn't see
Okay.
all what happened there. Okay, so I'm just playing. Anyhow, pushing forward. So you guys arrive, and it's pretty much back, almost not as full as it was the other night, but it's still pretty rambunctious there. People are drinking, having a good time. Ronaldo's back. He's doing his whole thing again.
Nice.
He's just like, oh, come on now, and he's just like, trying to get people to join him on his seance or whatever, and and in the midst of that, he tells some tales and stuff like this. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
So we want to go to the room to have some privacy because we want to look at the weapons and the documents without everyone in the tavern.
Okay, all right. So you go to kind of like the barkeep, the innkeeper, essentially, and it's a different person this time. And so yeah, you see this like kind of like maybe mid-20s man. He's just like, oh, hello. What can I do for you?
We need 3 rooms, please.
3 rooms. All right. That'll be 3 silver a night per room.
Okay. We just need it for 1 night, please, and I can pay that.
Oh, certainly. All right. Here you are. And he's like, have you been here before? They're just right upstairs.
Yep, we were here yesterday. Should have just extended our stay.
Ah, well, that's all right. That's all right. We'll still take your money today, as he kind of chuckles along.
Timothy's
like,
like,
all
this guy has to die.
Did you want to do any meals or anything for tonight, or any drink?
We will, but we're gonna chill upstairs first and come back down.
Certainly, certainly, certainly. All right, fair enough.
Keys, please.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Here. Okay, so you get that, and you go back to the room upstairs.
I'm gonna pull off documents because that's really what I'm more concerned about.
Okay.
And I'll get it back holding to Oz for the weapons.
Do you know how to care for paper that's been waterlogged?
Was it wet when we pulled it out of the chest?
The documents?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. They got like a little like, so they're a little bit not as legible, but you were able to kind of like if you gently unfold it rather than just kind of like pull it, you're able to kind of like get the full sheet of paper, kind of like wads of paper. And so somebody give me well, actually no, you can just read these, but give me anyways, one of you give me an investigation check.
Who wants to do it? You or me?
Or maybe
go for it, Oz.
Yeah, I feel like Oz and I are both looking at this. So
yeah, you
Oz,
can both roll. You can roll both.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
Woo. I'm rolling great tonight. I love it.
And his name is John C.
Let's go. All right. So, you start reading, and it seems like there are like you start reading, and it seems like this how it starts out. It's just like, dearest Madam Maud, I write to thee, and it kind of goes along, and you kind of start reading, and you notice that this guy's it's like he's writing letters to a woman, and they're love letters. So initially he's trying to like court this this individual, and then it seems like he's successful as they become more and more of just like, oh, I enjoyed our time together. It was lovely seeing you. Your breath, your visage takes my breath away, and stuff like this. And then it starts becoming sad. He's just like, why don't you write to me anymore? And then the letter becomes even more sad. It's like, I've heard you've taken another suitor, and stuff like this. And it goes on and on. And towards the end, he's just like, he just starts calling this person, this Maud individual, horrendous things, that she's a monster, and how could she do this to me? She's like, if I find you, I will slay you, and all these just nasty remarks.
That just sounds like online dating.
So is there like, what do we know? Does it sound like a historical figure?
Yeah, give me a history check, Asilo, or anyone else there.
Mm-hmm.
So 1521 there, you're kind of wondering, and you're kind of like thinking back, and you recall that the witch that you killed was named Maud. So you realize that the letters from this individual, a Captain Zanvin, were written to her.
I can see why she started eating body parts.
And so you don't know why she kept them. You can't really extract this information. because you killed her, but that's you're like, oh, I remember, I think that was her name, and so that's where you're really kind of decipher as you kind of like read through these letters.
Hmm.
And so
And
yeah, you're able to kind of figure out that this being, whatever she did, she wronged this individual, and that he was going to go after her.
and
So something must have happened.
how old is this chest, treasure map, treasure notes?
They seem to be at least maybe between like 7,500 years old. She's been around a while, apparently. Yeah, so that's the kind of little bit of the history you discover with that.
And the letter writer doesn't sound familiar to us. The captain.
Captain Zanvin doesn't quite come to your mind.
Cool.
Yeah, he might be a part of some militia or something like this.
What was there, like a return address on the letters? Like,
No, it seems like the envelopes weren't there. They're just like kind of the letters themselves, right? And so he's got like a nice signature. He writes. I'm not going to go into a bunch of like poetry and seduction or anything like that. Just assume it's smutty. It gets smutty at some points.
Yeah,
And then
but we don't see like a seal, like where maybe the letter would have been.
Right? Yeah, that's not
Okay,
there.
perfect.
I doth miss gazing upon thy heaving bosoms.
Yes, yeah, all that jazz. Oz, I'll say with a 21 though, you're not quite sure where you've heard the name, something about it, but you kind of did a lot of investigation of like history and stuff for the North per se. You kind of realize that like this guy may be from the South. You're just like based on like kind of like the names of like kind of the important people that you come across. If you met anybody, the captain of something, like he's like, okay, that seems more of like a Southern thing. So you could do maybe further investigation on that, but you realize that he's probably not from the North.
Yeah, I didn't like Oz is like there's nothing in here about Albers. This guy may have been from the South, but that seems like a dead end.
Yeah,
I mean, he's dead, so
that is true.
Toss it. Just kidding.
Or at least we think. I mean, he could be an elf. He could be enjoying his midlife crisis right now.
elves live for a really long time, so it depends on how old this individual was at the time of writing.
And I'm going to ask Oz if he thinks that there could be any sort of like secret message on the letters, like something we can't see or anything. We've heard of something like that, but I don't know. I've never seen it before.
Like a letter within a letter?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll say this, Zoran. I mean, with your 21 investigation or 22 investigation intelligence on natural 20, you're able to kind of be like, yeah, there ain't no Da Vinci Code to this. Just throw this garbage out.
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. So let's kind of go. You said you wanted to look at some of these items, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll spend time kind of looking at the items, seeing if they're magical or mundane or just,
You notice that the armor, the studded leather armor, is of magic.
Okay. Can I figure out what it does? What the nature of the magic is?
It seems like it's just pretty hardier armor. Do you have anything you want to roll for that? Any magic or arcanas for that?
I mean, I could check the item for any kind of arcana, if you will.
I shall. Yeah, please roll that for me. It won't be too hard to suss out. All right, I'll carry that over to anything else that might be magical. So the studded leather armor is +1. Studded leather armor, your OG. It's pretty nice. You find a couple other weapons. You find a rapier that seems to be pretty nice, and it is also of magical origin.
Does it look like an octopus?
It does not. The rapier does not look like an octopus. And it looks like it is not as special, but still pretty nice. It is a vicious rapier.
Hmm.
And then the other weapons, it seems like another short sword. That is mundane. And then you find a couple other blades, and those are mundane. But you said those are the kind of like two magical items. And then lame short sword. Yeah, exactly. You kind of note that the clothes are of finer quality. They're a bit older. But yeah, they're nice, like kind of like almost like regal type clothing. Maybe they could sell those if you'd like. Maybe they could use a bit of washing. They have this particular
Moldy.
smell to them, but
Amanda.
yeah.
Well,
But
I was gonna say
nonetheless-
the clothing looks like ornamental. It doesn't look like it'd be warm, right? Like warmer than the stuff we have.
Yeah, it's not going to be more beneficial than
Perfect.
we. But it could be useful. It could prove useful. You notice that what's interesting is that you find a man's set of clothes, and then you find a nice, like a really long, like light blue dress. It's beautiful. But yeah, it's also quite nice. Okay. And that's with all that. Yeah, you find the gold, kind of a couple of things, with him in that, but that's all the goodies you find in the chest there.
Okay.
Does
well,
anyone off the bat want to? Yeah.
I can't really use any of these items. I mean, the dress is a nice dress, but I just don't think I'm the right kind of person to wear that.
Really don't think it's your style?
No.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
ladies doesn't wear pants.
I would like to take the armor, but if someone else is like, I really want to take it, I can concede.
I am a Forever 10 armor class character. Thank you very much.
I think you can go ahead and take the armor for sure.
Yeah, let me take 2 hours to swap out of my splint mail.
Okay, Silo.
I suppose there was a rapier in there too.
Yeah, the vicious rapier.
Yeah, I
It's
can
me.
take that.
Okay. Does anyone else want it? You're good with that? Everyone good with Bofades taking
Yeah.
that? Okay, so yeah, you kind of divide up. It doesn't seem like there's any everyone's wow, that's pretty peaceful. You guys, I realize that you guys are really good about like divvying it
Dividing
up.
stuff
Like,
up.
yeah, you're not really
Well,
quite to the death.
I thought there might be more of a fight for the clothing, the men's and women's clothing.
I mean, maybe if anyone wants it, or I mean, if you're gonna just sell
I
it.
think Oz and Bofades are more concerned about keeping the cold weather clothing on than the than any fancy clothes.
well, and Oz got a pretty kick-ass staff that he's not really gotten a chance to use fully, so
Right.
it's a pretty rare magic item.
It is pretty rare.
One might classify it as rare, if you will.
Yes. Yes, I shall. Okay. So,
Or very rare, I guess, now that I'm looking at it.
Are you sure it's not medium rare?
It's
Yeah.
well done, actually.
okay. So, let me get back to here for a second. All right. So, what do you guys gonna go back downstairs, kind of have a drink, round up the night?
Yeah, Bofades is gonna go revel. And he's gonna see what he can do in what kind of damage can be done in the tavern.
Okay. All right. So as you're
Especially
kind of
if he saw his old buddy Ronaldo in there, right? That was
yeah. Buffettes, give me a perception check first before you do your performance. Okay, so with an 18 perception, you kind of start hearing Ronaldo and a couple of the other guys start talking about there being a. Give me one second here. Make sure this is right. In one of the towns in called Lonelywood, that there seems to be some sort of evil moose that's terrorizing the local hunters. And he's kind of like telling them about this.
Ophelia
just
might
like-
be a little pro moose in that predicament.
He's just like, and he's like, this moose had razor sharp teeth, like it was a hunter, and Ronaldo's giving this whole spiel, and the people are like, pretty like they're like, whoa, my god, and like, and then he ends it, and he's like, maybe East Haven will be next, and people are like, ah. And he's just like, oh, I'm just playing with you. And then, they start throwing some couple coins his way. Looks like he's got pretty good material this time.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I walk up behind him, look down, and say, we have similar creatures in the south. We call them Wendigo.
Well, yeah, maybe. And he kind of like points to you. He's like, maybe the heroes of the South could save us here. And everyone's like, yeah, here. And they raise their mugs towards
At
you.
that point, Buffettes was going to get on the bar and say, yes, to the Southerners.
Yeah.
Really just trying to amp people up to our cause.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah. The satyr-looking one. Okay. All right. So, Buffettes, what are you saying to the folks? They parted some of their coin with Ronaldo's story. What story are you going to tell them? And
oh man, I'm going to.
or are you just going to perform just musically? Is it just going to be
what was this the? This is the town where we did sell it to East Haven with the cauldron.
You did do that. Yep.
I am going to recite the tale of the travel and the caverns and the battle with the old sea hag to save the cauldron, to save the children.
All right, give me a performance check here. Let's see. You got Ronaldo. They kind of butter him up for you. Okay. All right. So what do we got here? An 18. So yeah, you kind of like start telling the tale, and this time, people are into it. They're just like, how you have like stand-up comedians. You kind of get like a warm-up act. They do a pretty good job. They're laughing at everything, or they were scared rather. And now this time, you kind of come in and you really draw it out. You do a much better job this time, and people are like, "Oh wow, that was you! You're real heroes!" And philanthropists and all this, and they're all like cheering for you. You get a couple coins thrown your way. Yeah, overall, you collect. Sorry, go ahead.
Is there anybody in the room that doesn't seem to believe the story?
Yeah, actually. There seems to be kind of like a dwarf. He's a bit older. I mean, he's just not really paying much attention to any of it. He doesn't seem enthused at all.
Yeah, I will go over and sit next to him.
Okay. So yeah, before we do that, Buffettes, you will collect in total 18 silver for your efforts there.
Nice.
You did all. You did great.
Nice. Yeah. And after telling the tale, I'll let Asilo do what he was going to do. I was just going to go talk to Ronaldo after that. So
Okay.
I'll let
Okay.
him
Yeah.
do his bit here.
People are begging for more. They're like, yeah, Buffettes, tell us another. They're really into it. Okay. So, moving forward, Asilo, makes his way and sits next to this dwarven gentleman. He's just kind of sitting there, he's slowly taking a couple of long glugs of his whatever's in his mug there. He's just kind of staring off. He doesn't pay any attention to you. Asylum.
Just sit down and so you don't believe the song of my friend is truth?
And he kind of is like, and he doesn't say anything to you. He just kind of continues drinking.
I'm sure you've experienced much grander adventures. Why don't you tell me a story of your accomplishments?
And nothing. He's just like, not even like, he just continues. Like, it's like you weren't even there. Like, he's not even batting you an eye at all.
I bet this guy's deaf.
But he only speaks Dwarvish.
He only speaks. Alright,
What's
what are you
there?
doing, Asylum?
I can't understand it.
So I look over at the bartender and point at his glass and 3 fingers.
And the kind of the younger man, he's just like, he gives you a thumbs up. He's like, you got it. And he starts preparing them, and he takes a little bit of time as he's finishing up somebody else's order, but then he brings the 3 and he sets it down in front of you.
All right, I will slam 2 of them and then slide the 3rd over to him.
Okay.
Looking forward.
So he notices this, and then he kind of like slowly wakes up, and he kind of looks at you, and he goes, thanks, and then starts drinking it.
Oh, so he's just a drunkard, wasn't paying attention at all.
From what you can tell.
Is that what I like really perceive from him?
I mean, yeah, give me, yeah, I guess, I mean, he looks like he's been drinking, so he's just like, oh, thanks. Yeah, from what you can tell, it looks like he's just kind of like into his cups. That might be his, you don't know how many he's had through the night.
How much do I owe the bartender?
They're about a silver each. And he looks at you, and he's just like, what's this for?
Figured it would work to get your attention.
And he goes, what? Say that again? And he actually did make him partially deaf. He can't really hear at all.
This is really hard to believe. An annoying drunk person.
At a bar.
I just pat him on the shoulder. Enjoy the drink, old timer, and I walk away.
And he's like, he points to you, asks him, he goes, what the hell did he say? And all the other dwarves kind of start laughing at him. He's just like, shh. He's like, you ought to show your elders some respect, as he kind of like slams the mug down.
Respect is earned.
All right. Yeah, no one else is everyone else seems to be interested. Okay. So Buffettes, you said you wanted to talk to Ronaldo for a little bit?
Correct.
All right, what are you saying to Ronaldo there?
First, I want to say, like I heard the story that he was telling about this moose, and I wanted to know how credible or plausible it was. Like, do we know anything about the town that he mentioned? Is that like another 10 towns place? So it seems plausible that it's like a local story.
And so he kind of is like, he's like, oh, wait, why should I tell you? Are you trying to steal my material?
Oh,
You broke my instrument, and now you want to know where I got my story?
oh no! I'm always just interested in stories, and if you say this one hasn't been solved yet, down in the South we have these papers, like the National Enquirer, that tell crazy stories, but sometimes there's a shred of truth in
What are you telling me? Aliens didn't actually kill JFK?
them.
No, he doesn't say that. He's just like,
An alien stole my husband's skin suit.
he's just like, no, it's true. You know, what I say is true. I mean, I wouldn't, sure, every now and then, bard to bard here, I stretch the truth a little bit. I don't really know if this thing has crazy sharp teeth, but apparently there is this wild moose, evil moose in Lonelywood.
Did someone, have you been to Lonelywood? Did someone tell you of this?
Yeah, I can't tell you my sources, but yeah, a good pal of mine. They're always telling me what's going on with Ten Towns. They travel a lot.
Would you, give me your source if I could, find you some people to come hear your other story about the, say, ghost thing that you were talking about last time? I know you were looking for people for that.
I'll tell you one better. How about this? You give me a couple silver, 2 silver, and then you help me get a couple people, and I'll tell you everything he told me.
All right, I'll give him 2 of the 18 silver that I just made.
And he's just like, oh yes. He puts it in his little coin purse. And he's just like, all right. So, yeah, his name's anyhow. So yeah, in Lonelywood, it's one of the 10 towns here. Apparently, there's been a couple of people that have been hunting this white moose. Have you heard of such a thing, a white moose?
Have I? From my book, I have that whole Book of the North that I read through.
You've read that moose exists. You haven't heard about a white, one in particular. But here, let me check here something real quick.
Oh man, Moby Dick.
Yeah, you haven't actually heard of it appearing. So you're just you didn't read about it. You're just like, oh, this is odd.
Okay.
He's just like,
that's a shred of truth in this. I think it might be something that we might be able to use to go make some more money and some more stories, right? That's what Bofades is looking for.
potentially. He's just like this could be oh wow. I mean, if you get this white moose, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you'll have to tell me the story. How about this? You tell me part of the story, and I'll spread it over here in East Haven, and maybe I'll cut you in a deal. How about that?
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
All right. Have you been to Lonelywood? You know about it?
I have not. How far is it? Where is it?
Oh well, you'll have to go back the way you came. It's northwest of here. Where northwest?
Okay. Is it part of the 10 towns kind of colonies?
Yeah, that's one of the 10 towns. It's a little smaller. It's as you can gather, it's in the woods. It's kind of isolated, hence the name Lonelywood. I'd be careful though. It's dangerous pass. You'll have to pass to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is another town you can go through if you'd like.
Okay. And did you say you had a contact up there where you heard this story from, or?
Yeah. My buddy Finnegan. Finnegan's up there. Well, I heard it from him. He's here now, so I don't know. He could maybe, if he's still in town. He kind of comes and goes.
Oh, Finnegan's here.
Well, he's not here right now in this tavern, but he was here. I spoke to him earlier this morning. He's a tradesman here.
Okay. Is he? If he is he a tradesman just passing through? Like, does he have a shop here, or does he sell
No, no,
wares?
no. He's a traveling. He travels with a wealthy merchant. He's one of his aides.
Okay, all right. Well, I will have to inform my group of this, uh, and we will maybe be heading northwest to investigate for this moose story.
All right, all right. Well, be careful. Be careful. I mean, seems like there's. I don't know what the hell is going on with 10 towns, but it seems like there's something crazy in each of the towns.
Yeah, that's so weird. Uh, well, I think, and what I'll do is I'll also call over to the bartender for two more drinks. And I'll ask him if his, if we should gather some people for that seance, like I promised him that we would do.
Yeah.
Is,
He's
yeah.
just like, he kind of looks at you. He's just like, would it be really great if you and your friends did it? Because if the Southerners do it, then I can get a lot of business.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I've given you some silver, so let's call it good for my group. I think I can get them in. Let me see if I can get some other people. Who was this
Perfect.
person that you were saying you were going to call up? What's the kind of backstory on this?
For what, the seance or whatever?
Yeah. Because I
Yeah,
know
so
when we walked in, he was talking about it, but I can't remember.
yeah, he
who
can
was
actually communicate with the White Lady.
the white lady of the White Lady in name,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And she's a ghost that presides over Lancashire and East Haven in that area. So
Okay. So I am going to get on a table. I'm going to yell out, who wants to join the Southerners in another adventure? And I'm going to lead into like mystery and suspense and the White Lady's tale, kind of like everything that he just told me, and be like, 2 silver to join, who wants to rock and roll?
okay, give
Before
me
that happens, is this enough time for like a short rest to have occurred?
I
yes.
thought we were doing that in the hotel while they were.
I'll say
going-
yes. I'll say that you can all indicate that you have a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while Bofades is off, making money, Oz is gonna go to the barkeep and just ask, like, hey, it's been kind of a rough day. Do you have any like paperwork that you need done for you for the establishment? Ledgers ledged, books balanced.
Oh, he kind of looks at you. He's just like, why? Are you good at that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's been some time, and I think I'm pretty good at that kind of thing.
So he kind of looks at you. He's just like, yeah, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. So he's gonna go into the back room. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. So let's do a quick break there, and we'll come back here in like 5 minutes. How does that kind of sound?
Alrighty.
if you guys did a short rest, you can use that 1d6 for the Song
Okay.
of Rest.
Oh, nice.
So do that.
all back?
Yep.
Okay. Let's pick it up
Silo,
again.
I don't know if you saw what I gave you.
Yeah, I see it.
Inspiration. Ooh, nice. Oh, that's much better.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah, so yeah, where were we at? Okay. Yes, so Buffetes, you're about to yeah, you're about to get some people to join you. You give this little spiel here. Oz has asked the kind of the current barkeep right now if he's got any ledgers or anything. And he comes back out with something, and he goes, actually, I got a question for you. I'm sorry. What's your name?
My friends call me Oz, so let's go with that.
All right, Oz. Nice to meet you, Mr. Oz. I was we received word from the speaker that he's acquired a cauldron to feed the people, and he's wondering we would make a bid with us or the wet trout in order to kind of best handle the business aspect of it. And we were wondering if you could help us, maybe, you know, based on the ledger here, or maybe write some sort of proposal in order how to get access to the cauldron. Is that something you would be willing to help, or?
I could take a stab at it. Yeah.
All right. And he's just like, and he's like, here's our ledger, or our attempted ledger. Please feel free to dissect or kind of balance it out. Hopefully it makes sense.
I'll flip through it and see if it makes sense.
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, I'm so glad my character is doing this.
How good is your?
I don't run a business. An intelligence check, you said?
Yep.
And his name is John C.
Oz, though, he might be able to.
Gosh dang, what were you, a CPA before?
Whoa, holy smokes. All right, with a natural 20, my friend, you realize that this is completely unbalanced and unintelligible garbage. You realize you realize that, like, they've just been reporting, you know, however, it came to the point where early on you're just like, how the hell were they taxing this establishment? And then you kind of realize towards the end of the ledger that it got to the point where the town was just charging them a flat fee. They're just like, your books make no sense. You're gonna pay this much now.
Okay. Oz is going through like just how much normal paper he has, not fancy paper for spellcraft. Are there any blank pages in the ledger? Or is it like a kind of like binder style thing where they just
No. There are some blank pages, yeah. Few, but there are some.
Oz is debating on whether or not he wants to throw the ledger in the fireplace and burn it fully, based off of how bad it is, or if he wants to he won't do that. He'll flip to like a blank page, and I guess you said it's completely it's a complete mess.
It's a disaster. Yeah, I mean, you could try to. You realize if you were to try to make sense of it, it would take hours, days, but you realize like it might be a futile effort because like even whatever's there may not even be accurate. Like whatever they list. It was like inventory sales of the day and stuff like that.
Can I get a feel for whether or not the flat rate is beneficial to the tavern?
Yeah, you would say that it's not as beneficial. It feels like they, could save if they were a bit more transparent. It seems like it's almost like a punishing value for how bad their books are.
Okay, this is above the barkeep's pay grade. Oz will just kind of take a note of that, and he'll write something in the ledger and basically say to the owner. Just FYI, the city is charging you more than is necessary. If you were just a bit smarter with if you did anything at all in your ledger that wasn't a complete fuck up.
Okay.
Signed, Oz.
Okay.
From the south.
Do you return the ledger? Oh, sorry.
P.S. Keep me in your thoughts if you ever hear about any owlbears. Thanks.
Oh my God. Okay. So, you hear from the so you hand it back to the barkeep, right? I'm assuming. And he kind of looks at it and he's just like, "Oh, that was so quick. Good job balancing it. Thanks. I'll let the boss know."
That's all we can ask.
And so they're like, "Oh, am I supposed to look at a particular page or?"
Just go to the final page with writing on it. You can let your boss kind of take a look at the message there, or you can look at the message there, and
So he rifles through the last page and he's just like, "Oh, okay. I don't know what this means. I can't read." And so he closes it.
I
He's
was
just like,
about
"But,"
to make that like.
he's like, "But I'm sure he'll understand. Thank you."
We found out who was cooking the books.
Accidentally.
Yeah, for real.
Doesn't know what he's doing.
Zoran and Jimothy, what are you guys doing before we get to Buffetes here doing this thing? You guys just hanging out?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably just trying to shake off the exhaustion that we got from being out in the cold.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you both give me some perception checks? Just kind of like, just hanging there, seeing if you...
And his name is John C.
Noise.
Okay. Wow, dang, you guys rolled rocks here. Okay, so Jimothy, you're the only one privy to this information. So this is good. I just want to let you know. They're called dice, thank you. You hear about something known as reghead nomads. And they're a bit out. They're not in towns. You hear someone that's like, "Man, you hear about those nomads? They're going after some weird looking bear, and some deer, and they're just like and he's just like, man, those nomads, they really know everything. I mean, they know everything about the wilderness out here, and so you kind of hear a little bit of them talking about like how they encountered some of them, and they're just like weird. And they're weird to the people of 10 towns. And you hear a little bit of chatters about that, and that's pretty much all you hear. You can choose to inquire if you'd like, but that's what you hear.
And is Oz nearby?
He's not. It is just you who hears this information.
All right, well, bad luck for Oz.
Okay.
Here I am, nose deep in shitty ass ledgers, And
By
the
your own choice.
conversation of like a freaking owlbear sighting and a tribe going after him or whatever. The North sucks.
I mean, you're the one who chose to become a CPA in Dungeons and Dragons, so
You're right.
So okay, so then Zoran with a natural 20. Huge. This is huge, by the way. You start hearing that somebody they're kind of like in hushed tone. And he's just like, you know that evil wizard that the Southerners executed earlier today? Well, there's apparently that wizard was onto something. He was gonna go on an expedition and to some sort of city or whatever. Well, somebody told me they found a little bit of piece of paper and tell me where the tower's at of the city. And I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of going, maybe getting a couple folks to go check this out. The other guy's like, "Yo, man, you crazy, dude? You're gonna get killed. You're no wizard." And the guy's like, "Why are you talking like this? That's not appropriate for the setting." And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna talk like this. That's just how I roll." And so the other guy's like, "Shut up! Someone might hear this." And that's all. That's what you catch, Zoran.
Where's the guy sitting in relation to me? Like really close, or is he like tables away?
He's like a couple tables away. You're kind of like hearing, and somehow it like pops out from like the chatter. Like maybe the guy was being a little bit too loud, and you own in on the conversation. His friend.
Can I take note of what he looks like, or have I seen him around town? I probably haven't. This is pretty.
He doesn't stand out. He looks like a kind of looks like he's wearing like maybe like he's kind of wearing like an apron, like maybe he's like a cobbler or a tanner or something like that. Wearing some heavy clothes. He's got like he's almost got like a buzz cut on his head, and then he's got like kind of like really sunburnt skin. But yeah, he's kind of got like olive skin as well. But yeah, he's and his buddy, it's kind of this rotund guy. He's missing a couple of teeth. He's wearing kind of like those like Inuit sunglasses, essentially. They're kind of like, I don't know why he's wearing them inside. He's not the sharpest, it seems like. But yeah, that's kind of what you gather from there.
Does it seem like the guy is drunk? Obviously, his friend maybe seems a little drunk or inebriated, but does this guy seem like
he might have a drink or two? Like, he probably shouldn't be talking about this so loud. Well, he maybe thinks he's being quiet or discreet, but.
Mm-hmm.
But you also look at
Jimothy,
you could be whispering.
Yeah, Jimothy, are you sitting next to me? Are we sitting at the same table?
Probably, I assume, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I heard and be like, hey, you see that guy? Don't be weird. But the guy like over there, he's talking about something about that place that we were thinking about going to, about the tower, and he says that he thinks he knows where it's at. He's gonna go like tomorrow. Think I should go over there and ask him about it?
No, we can just follow them tomorrow.
Perfect.
You have very keen ears.
Okay. So you hear this piece of information, and then Asilo, you already chatted with that guy. Daniel's falling asleep.
I have a hard job. I had like a 10-hour day today. It was rough.
I'm sorry, dude.
That sucks.
That does suck. I'm sorry.
It doesn't help that my chair like reclines and has a footrest that pops out from underneath it too.
It does seem kind of cozy, for sure. Okay, so back to Bofades. Bofades, give me a performance check as you. This is all happening kind of simultaneously, but give me a performance
or persuasion.
Persuasion. Sorry, you're trying to recruit people to join in on the seance.
17.
Okay. You get like a bonus or something to that roll or something. Sorry, it says 11 in the chat. Okay.
Yeah. I get a treat a roll of 9 or lower as a 10.
Oh, very nice. Okay, cool. I just wanted to double check that. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so the 17. Yeah, you get some people. You get actually like 10 people. They're like, yeah. You know, kind of an opportunity to do this, the thing with the Southern, like, yeah, pick me. And
Boom.
yeah, so you've got a large pool of people, and then Ronaldo's just like he's just like grinning, a shit-eating grin from ear to ear.
Awesome. I'm just gonna point at him and be like, "Give me your silver. Let's get this party going." Like,
And you guys all hear this, that Bofades is like pretty much group, like, you know, including you all in this opportunity to join the seance. So you're being roped into this. I don't know if you want to partake or not. Here, have some Kool-Aid. God damn it. Give me all your possessions. Are you gonna help your friend, or are you guys are gonna be like, nah, I'm all right?
Fine, Zoran will go.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Oz is
before-
gonna
but-
reluctantly go to this sad excuse of a.
Keep it up with the Jones
But
board.
before she goes to like some other room, though, she does want to ask the barkeep, like discreetly, like, "Hey, who is that dude over at that table? You know, with the apron, that buzz cut? What's his name? What's his deal?" She just wants to find out something.
Sorry. Say that one more time. Sorry, I didn't hear the last-
Before Zoran goes to some other room for the seance thing, she wants to go to the bartender and ask who the guy
Oh, okay, yeah.
with the
You're asking
apron
him, okay.
cobbler. Yes.
Yeah, he's just like, and he's just like, oh, Travix. You're asking about Travix.
Yeah, that guy over there.
Yeah, he works around here. I can't say much about him. Yeah, no, he really likes attending the sacrifices, and you know, and he's a good a member of the town.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Wizard's apprentice.
And okay, so you guys all start joining in. Asilo, do you join in the seance?
I don't think I would.
Okay, Asilo's not. Jimothy's not. Okay, so then it's Oz, Zoran, and Bofades. Okay, so Ronaldo, he goes to the barkeep. He gets a key to the room, and he kind of like takes you guys upstairs. And give me 1 second here. Okay. So, he kind of like gets you guys all upstairs, and he's just like, "All right, everybody," and he, you know, all the other locals and stuff like that, gather around, circle up, everyone. And he kind of like grabs this, like, you know, he's been carrying around with him. He grabs this like kind of like milk crate, and he puts it into like the center, and then he grabs like the small table, and then also puts it in the center, and he stands on top of it. He starts burning some incense and lighting up some candles. And then he noticed there's like a couple hooks in this particular room, and he hangs a couple of these like multicolored lamps for the rafters. And he's just like, "All right, everybody, I need everyone to hold their hands. Join hands, everyone."
okay.
And so, does everyone join hands? Zoran does not.
Ronaldo, that's like absolutely necessary.
Yes, you have to believe that she's going to be here. With the strength of all of us together, we can believe that she's going to come. And so,
Small spirit of the night.
all right. So he's just like, all right, okay, everyone. And so he like starts doing some weird shit with his fingers, and he's just like, and he starts like he turns off like he blows out like the main light, so it's just kind of like these like flickering from the candles. And he closes his eyes, and he kind of like intones, and he's just like, "Oh, lady who watches from the lake, come to us in our darkest hour. Tell us what you've seen." And then a moment of silence, and nothing happens. And he's just like, oh. And he kind of looks at, he scratches his head a little bit, and he's just like, oh, how about this? Everyone, join with me, all right? You repeat the words with me, and we all will say it together.
Okay.
And the people are like,
boisterous say it with them. I will help build up the crowd as best I can.
okay. Oz and Zoran, do you partake in saying the words with Ronaldo and Bofades?
I feel like I am a second behind.
I am like mumbling, like
Yes.
like I'm pretending like I know the words, but I'm like, this
Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon.
Okay.
this seems like a scam.
All right. Oz, give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. Zoran, just give me a regular persuasion check. And then Bofades, give me a persuasion check, please.
That's a good roll. What's disadvantage do? What? Oh, okay, 10.
All right, we've got 12, 12, and 11. Okay. So, and let me roll for him real quick.
Okay, so 12, 17, 11.
Okay. Oh, right, 17. Okay, cool. So, actually, this is going to cut it close. Okay, all right. So so he kind of like raises his hand. A couple of the other people. Let me roll for generic NPC. Okay. One's here. Let me check this right. Where is it? Just had it. Okay. So he closes his eyes again, raises his hand, and he's just like, "Lady who watches from the lake, come to us in our darkest hour. Tell us what you've seen." Woo. And another moment of silence, and nothing happens. And so he's just like, and people are just like, "Hey, you just took our money from us. Is not anything gonna happen?" And he's just like, sorry, maybe we just need to be louder, and more boisterous. We just gotta believe. And some people are just like, "This is a load of barnacles," and they're just like, he's like, some of the guys like, "Hey, look, we're only gonna do this one more time, otherwise we're gonna get our money back." And people are like, "Yeah, one more time." He's like, "Only do this because the Southerners are here."
One more time with feeling.
All right. Okay. Bofades, give me a persuasion check. Zoran and Oz, are you participating one more time? Are you gonna feel it?
You know, Bofades really helped Oz out during the short rest, so I guess Oz is gonna try and feel it.
Zoran, will you try to feel it, or are you just trying to say
Yes, he's in it to win it.
I will say the words more passionately.
Okay, everyone give me a persuasion check who's in the room again, and then we'll see if this happens, or if we get two more, another failure.
I knew you guys would come through.
Okay.
You owe us one, Bofades. Like at least 5 gold.
Believes in all of you.
You notice, kind of all of you that like Ronaldo's kind of got like a sweat on his upper lip. He's a little bit nervous. And the other people are kind of like, the other people don't really say it all that much. They're kind of like, all right. But you guys, somehow you wanting to channel the lady, the white lady who watches from the lake. So he goes it one more time and he's just like really loud, Joel Osteen style,
So do I need to hit him with some bardic inspiration?
and he really delivers it. He believes those words. Another moment of silence, and then everyone's just like, man, what a load of shit. And then you notice in the room the temperature drops suddenly, and thick frost starts foaming on the insides of the windows, turning them completely opaque. Like it's almost like it was like you're like snowed in. And one by one, the candles start burning out and the lanterns start going away until there's one that kind
Some
of like
virgin lit a black flame candle.
God damn.
Why'd you do that, Bofades?
And so then the last one goes out. But as the last one goes out of the candle in the middle, you noticed this spirit starts to manifest from the smoke. And this lady with this kind of like long flowing white hair. She's completely white, kind of like seeing black outline of her features. Everyone's like, oh shit. And people are, like, some people start leaving and they're like, no. Ronaldo's like, no, wait, you're gonna break the connection. And they're all like huddled up and they're kind of all like terrified. What are the three of you doing?
I'll help bolster the people, right? With like brave thoughts. You're with the Southerners. You committed to this. You wanted it. We told you there would be, trials and terror. You're safe. You're with us.
Okay. Oz and Zoran, what are you doing? Buffet, give me another persuasion check to kind of convince the people to stay.
Does Oz know anything about ghosts and whether or not this thing appears to be a ghost?
Give me an Arcana check to kind of identify that. Zoran, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna tell them, hey, people, chill. It's all fine. This is what you wanted to have happen. Just show your role.
16.
Yeah. All right. Going back there. Okay, 16. Yeah, this seems to be a spirit of some kind. Can't exactly tell what. But it is a spirit, some sort of specter.
Does it seem aggressive?
It does not seem aggressive. She seems very calm and quiet. She's just kind of like floating there above you all. She seems a little bit larger than life. Like she's almost like not quite like a giant or something like that, but maybe she's like almost like 7, 8 feet tall. Yeah. She's zoomed in.
Am I still in the room even though I'm not participating?
If you'd like to be,
okay.
I can say you could be in there.
Okay. So do I see this spirit apparate?
You do see the spirit apparate. It is visible to you.
Okay, I will
I don't get. Please don't.
I'll divine sense to see if there's actually a undead creature in the room.
Okay. And sure enough, you get the ping, 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 ping that she is indeed an undead.
Probably about this time, Oz is going to go, well, damn, I didn't think this was going to happen.
None of us know if Silo's done that. So I'm going to ask Ronaldo if there's anything we're supposed to, how does this work?
Patience, both ladies. And so he's just like, Lady of the Lake, I have I brought you here distinguished guests. And she turns to Ronaldo. She kind of like slowly rotates towards him. And she speaks very calm, very collected. And she's just like, what do you summon me for? And he's just like, well, you asked me to bring you people of note. And she's just like, yes, but I sense the great evil around East Haven has already been parted with. And he's just like, oh, well, I'm sorry, lady, I do not mean to disturb you. She's like, no, that is all. I can tell that the people responsible for dispatching this great evil are here. At least some of them. And she kind of turns around towards Bofades. And he's like, you are one of the parties? And then she turns and slowly turns, and you, and kind of turning to Zorn, Asilo, and Oz. And she's just like, in exchange for your services of the town, I will answer 3 questions to the best of my knowledge and provide you insight to your adventures here up in the north.
Ooh. And all right, I already know what Oz is gonna ask, so I'm not gonna ask that question.
Whoa, what could Oz possibly want to know?
Where's an owl been?
Not just one.
But I am going to ask, and I don't know if it's possible at all, but we never resolved anything about, wasn't there like was it the Zentaran that took the cauldron?
Attempted to, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask about maybe who leads them around here? Because like that kind of like, right, correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't necessarily know like who they worked with or what they were, right? Because those guys died.
Right, those particular guys.
I mean, they're known as the Black Mercenaries. We know that.
Oh. Can I ask if she knows where we can find them?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay. So she turns to you and type out precisely what you want to ask her. Because that matters. So ask that question. So that'll be question 1. What are the other questions? So we can kind of like all get them all at once and she responds, you know.
Well, I'll type out my question, which...
And I want everyone to kind of participate, you know, kind of like, I don't want you to be like, I'm just going to ask. I mean, I want everyone to kind of come consensus on this. Timothy, even though you're not there, you can also contribute to this, what you'd like to know.
While Oz really wants to know about owlbears, he's probably going to ask about, because like it's been like dark up here, right? Like winter, dark. So I guess Oz would ask if she knows anything about the perpetual like darkness.
Okay, so yeah, type
What
that
he would
out.
want to ask.
Sure.
Someone should ask something about the whispers that we occasionally hear when we're.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a good question. That sounds good as well. Okay, so yeah, I'll let you guys, whoever wants to write each of those up, see if she can answer them or not. That's a good question. I like that question. Okay. Okay, so I will start answering the first one for now, as you type the last one. So she turns to you, Bophades. The Zentarum are a dark society, a black armored individuals that are attempting to interlope and in overrun and establish their own type of ruling all across the continent, not just here in the north. Where do they reside? I do not know. But one of the leaders of the faction is here in 10 Towns. You must be aware of them. They operate in all of the towns, whether or not you are aware of them or not. That is all that I can say.
Okay.
And she turns to you, Oz. God damn it. Do you know?
I kid.
I know. How to lift the perpetual darkness that plagues 10 towns.
Bonus question. What about
The Frostmaiden Oral herself has been angered, and she has taken upon herself her revenge onto the 10 Towns and the north itself. A bitter god. She's asking this. I don't know exactly to what ends that she's doing it, but I know it is coming from her. You must find her. She exists on one of the many isles near the north. But if you can convince her, then you can convince. You can stop this everlasting winter and darkness. Okay, and the last one. Who be whispering to us? I like it. What is the source of the unsettling natural whispers we've heard while in the city of 10 Towns? And so she goes really quiet, and it almost gets like darker into this room. There's a being constructed as we speak in 10 Towns or in the north. I've sensed it. You will hear more of it as it continues to be constructed. But be aware, once fully made, it will wreak havoc. That is all I can say. Oh. Although you get some answers, you get more questions. So that's as these kind of specters operate, but that is the information that you have. That's a really good question. I was not expecting that. So well done, Matt. That was really good.
If I may, just how are you doing?
She knows. She turns. She ignores that question, and she's like to Ronaldo. He's like, I have completed my task. Ronaldo, you are free to. I do not require your services anymore. You have been quite loyal, and I very much appreciate it. And then Ronaldo goes, but I'd like to serve you more now that I've convinced people that you're real. And she's like, goodbye. And she like slowly dissipates into the ether. And then the kind of the candles slowly one on one start lighting up the lanterns. The frost kind of like slowly starts melting away from the windows as the warmth of the room heats up everything. And then Ronaldo's kind of like standing there a little bit distant, a little bit speechless. What are you doing?
I'm gonna say, see how everything is like that. And you heard clearly. We saw here these things. Donations accepted.
you kind of look at it, like shit. It's like, what the fuck does that happen?
It's just like straight up like Ghostbusters, like Bill Murray, like, you know, everyone's standing there just like, what the fuck just happened? And he's like, well, man, we're good. Let's go.
They Ronaldo, the people, and they broke a couple coins in your back there. If he's gonna get an additional free, still not much. Everybody's gathered your group, and the seance has been completed. What does?
Well, as we're departing, telling all them not to forget what's outside of and just spread our tales of best he can as he travels.
And he's just like, of course, Mr. Weekly, I owe you a great debt, and I plan to use this story to acquire even more coin. And he laughs and gives you a thumbs up. Mr. Weekly is my father. All right. So with that, we'll kind of wrap things up there. But I did want to ask, I want you guys to chat. Where did you guys want to go to next? And what would you like to explore? You got a couple options here that are presented to you.
Okay, on a category of main quest to side quest, this moves.
I think we should follow that dude. What they say, Travis, to this town.
It was a city of the dead, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to bring that up to a silo.
Fourth city.
That says, hey, we might find a guy that has the key to this corpse town.
I assume a silo is like mid-swing after this ghost is like dissipating, like he's trying to like.
No, like once I saw she was trying to help us out, I relaxed the grip on my warhammer.
I thought you were gonna kick the door in and like fucking Hulk at it, like just not today, white lady.
But yeah, my vote would be to follow that dude.
I guess the real answer is, with all your doubting that you guys had, I thought this was gonna be nothing but a fucking bust, and I was just gonna look like an asshole for committing so much time to this.
Honestly,
the looks
it
that
could
I
have
got
happened
from Matt, like I have my camera off right now, but I'm looking at Matt's face and he's like, the fuck is this bullshit? You're gonna go in there and you're gonna get conned by this guy, and he's gonna run away with all your fucking money.
It was that point. It was really like third time's a try, and like you get 3 opportunities. Like if you fail both times, so you're just like, if you don't do it this last time, like the DC gets a little bit higher each time you fail. And so you had to do.
I legitimately thought that something legitimate was gonna happen, but it was gonna be just a pissed off like spirit that's like, the hell you summoning me for, and like just unleashes its wrath.
It wasn't the gray lady, it was just some angry fucking ghost.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell, Ronaldo? We're done. We're over.
Yeah, I mean, she pretty much ended that relationship there.
Yeah, because Ronaldo keeps trying to, and she's like, I ain't home. Stop calling me.
Yeah.
He has now been literally ghosted.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, I'm done. I don't need you anymore. Deuce.
Yes.
Matt, I want you to have or Jimothy, a point of inspiration. That was a really good question. Well done. That was relevant. You've been paying attention, so that was good. Okay. So it seems like we got one vote towards the following this guy, trying to get information. Probably follow that path, quest, or whatever. We're not sure about this moose thing, but it is there. I'm not going to tell you whether it's really that important or not.
Yeah,
but it is there.
no, I'm. So we
I
have the
mean-
moose. We have this. We still have
Well-
like unsolved murders, right? Somewhere.
And something about
Seth-
nomads, right?
So Sefe Caldro, we still haven't figured out, but I don't know if we really care anymore.
I mean, I think trying
Sure.
to locate this undead construct that's trying to be created and will wreak havoc if it's finished would be Asilo's top priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. The owlbears would be Oz's top priority.
So that was the nomads, though, right? Not the moose.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess that would have been the no-bend thing. Like a weird bear. I was like,
I mean, Jimothy haven't told that to anyone.
Oh, I
So
guess that's
unless
fair.
Jimothy divulges that information, none of us know about
That's
a
true.
weird-looking bear.
that's
Yeah.
fair. Oz is like,
That's true.
That's true. Also, like, you don't have to divulge that now. I mean, it could have come up across later, naturally, in other means. Like, Jimmy, or Matt, rather, you don't have to feel any pressure to say that now. Like, I'm saying, like, that's for you. You have that information. You disclose it
Yeah.
whenever.
I appreciate Jimothy's. Is Oz anywhere near me? Oh man, that fucking sucks.
I think it's good. I think
That's
it's
the character
it's
thing
I think it's
Jimothy
funny.
could have done. It's just no.
I think it was more like I was you know, I would have brought it to his attention if he was nearby, but I'm not gonna go like track him down.
Yeah.
So
gosh, an undead city sounds terrible.
terribly fun.
Terribly fun.
I mean, the thing is, this thing that's being constructed, we probably have a little bit of time. Probably have time to
Maybe,
go out to this corpse city first, and then come back and do the.
Oh,
You know,
more
prevent this
importantly, maybe we
construction.
can convince this guy not to go and to give us the information. We'll take care of it.
We have
I
like
mean,
we have no leads for this something being constructed somewhere, so
correct.
Right.
I think we're gonna have to get more information as we go anyway. So
Mhm.
we don't have anything to go on. So
But
Uh,
basically,
So
we've got the murders, and we've got this potential city that we've got a lead on, assuming this drunken patron of a bar is
the murders were still happening here in East Haven, right?
They
what-
were. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we should long rest for the night, and then try and solve the murders here before heading out. Maybe that way we can find out maybe where this corpse the city is, or we can decide to go northwest to
Wait, there are still murders. I thought that we killed.
Lonelywood, Lonely Island, Lonelywood,
The Lonely Island.
Lonelywood.
Lonelywood.
Okay, so like, let me break this in. So, so you have these murders from an individual named Sevik Caltro, who you have not apprehended or captured yet, right? You have this new lead, potentially about this Travix guy who knows something about this undead city. You have this the moose thing in Lonelywood. So you have kind of these three a little bit disjointed paths, and then you have Jimothy. He's got that little information that he's privy to, and that's about it. Those are kind of like the four things that you. So
Yeah, because
Right,
we don't
so
have
that
anything
was-
about Zardarok Sunblock anymore, right? Sunblight.
yeah, sunblocks. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was saying, I think we should try and solve this murder while we're here. See if we can figure it out. While we're trying to track down that guy who has information on the city. Potentially. Right?
Okay. So
That'd be my vote. Anyways, like,
yeah,
try and solve the murder here before heading
So
somewhere
we have to
else.
go find another Travis.
we got you got a Travix and you got Trovis, and now you're just calling everyone Travis now. Okay. Yes, pretty much. That's a good callback. I didn't even think about that. Okay. So, does everyone agree with that? Do they want to kind of resolve that murderers first before they start going after this Travis guy, or they want to do that in conjunction? It seems like you want to do the Lonely Wood Moose thing later. That's the feeling I'm getting. Is that everyone in agreement with that?
Yeah,
I mean,
think so.
yeah, yeah. Unless we talk to someone and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're putting out a call for like 200 gold to get this moose killed or something," but I doubt that that's the case
Per
Yeah.
person.
at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if we find that dude Finnegan while we're trying to solve the murders, maybe get more information out of him because he's come from that town instead of having it, secondhand from Ricardo. We can
Ricardo, Ronaldo.
we can do that.
Ricardo. Close enough. He's only your buddy or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what's our plan then? Put it in the chat because we're not going to meet for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you guys should put it.
Yeah. Good point. Who's gonna put it in chat, Matt?
Who's gonna put it and then just directly put it at Matt? God damn it.
Well, no, I mean, Matt kind of looked like he was gonna go to type something.
Well,
Not anymore, though.
solve
Now it seems awkward.
Look at that fantastic note taking. That's not going to mean anything to me in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, murder of who again?
Yeah, who's murder?
Yeah, so let me see. More specifically, apprehend or dispose of, however you want to do it. Caltro.
Locate the new Travis. Are you Glassstaff?
All right. Suspected intelligence. Okay. Does that sound pretty good? All right.
Yep.
Well then, we will stop there for the night. I will get this going here into the new direction. That gives me a little bit of things in terms of preparation. And then yeah, I mean, I won't see you guys for a bit, and I'll see you guys for the new year. Yeah, thanks for playing. That was a good wrap up to the 2023.
Awesome. I'm glad your voice held up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for bearing with me on the raspiness.
Yeah, sounds fun to me.
Yeah, it
Well,
wasn't
cool, guys.
really that bad.
Have a good night. See you at the happy holidays, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
And
I'll talk to you guys.
Christmas.
Merry
Happy New
Christmas
Year.
to all,
Enjoy
and
your
to all a
Christmas.
good night.
California Christmas, right, Celso? You're not going anywhere, are you?
No, I am going home. I am flying to
Oh,
Kansas.
fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, I fly out this Friday, so I'll be home.
Have you been
Nice.
in that new airport yet?
I have been a couple times. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Don't put Christmas lights on palm trees. They look funny.
I won't. I promise.
What? There are lights on palm trees out here? Just on the leaf part. Not the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Those California palm trees.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Well, I'll
right.
see you guys
all right.
later.
Well, have a good
Alrighty.
night, guys.
Good
Hey,
night.
guys.
I guess.